All right, so today we are going to be doing our or our bioenergy review. Sorry, not biosphere. So we're going to write bioenergy on the top of our paper as our heading. This is our subject, our unit that we've done. Will be our second to last review, which is awesome if you ask me. We're almost there, and we are so ready for our EOG shortly when it comes on Friday. Reminder, your EOG is on Friday, May 21st. I will see you all face to face for this. Okay, so when we talked about bioenergy, we first looked at the molecular level. So let's write down molecular level for where we're starting. That'll be our first concept. When we discussed bioenergy, we talked about the molecular level and how cells get energy. We said there were two different physical processes happening in this. We said we have photosynthesis and cellular respiration. So let's write down photosynthesis. And cellular respiration. We learned to compare and contrast these two things. We learned that photosynthesis happens in the chlorophyll. Chloroplast, not chlorophyll. Sorry about that. Chloroplast. Chlorophyll is the green pigment found inside our chloroplast. And cellular respiration happens in mitochondria. We said that cellular respiration happens both in plant and animal cells. And we also learned that the result of cellular respiration is energy in the form of ATP. On the other hand, we said that photosynthesis only happens in plant cells. And the result of photosynthesis is sugar or glucose. Good. But I want you to know that all of our organisms rely on the sun for energy. So we're going to draw a sun here in the corner because the sun powers photosynthesis. I will write the words in orange so you can read them. So we'll say the ultimate source of energy is the sun because the plants use sun's rays for photosynthesis. Let's look at this ATP real quick, which is the end product of cellular respiration. ATP stands for adenosine tri, and then phosphate. We learned briefly about the ATP-ADP cycle. So we know that adenosine triphosphate, adenosine is our base. So we'll draw in our base, which is a type of sugar, but you don't need to know that. And then tagged onto it, we have 3 phosphate groups right here. I've color-coded for you 3 because 1, 2, 3. We learned that there is a cycle with ATP and ADP, adenosine triphosphate, adenosine diphosphate. So when the cell needs energy, this is like a battery. ATP is like a battery. When the cell needs energy, it will break the bond between 2 of the phosphates, shooting off energy. And that's how ATP is. It's like a battery. We'll write that down. While knowing the preciseness of ATP becoming ADP is not necessary, I do want you to know that it stores energy in its bonds. All things store energy in its bonds. So when we break apart this bond right here, we're releasing energy. And then we can add the phosphate back on and make it ADP again. That adding of the phosphate is actually what happens in cellular respiration. So we can write cellular respiration down. In my thing. And let's look at photosynthesis for a second. Remember, photosynthesis happens in our chloroplasts. We're actually going to look at the photosynthesis cellular respiration equation. Remember, photosynthesis happens because we take CO2 plus H2O and a little bit of light, 6 CO2, 6 H2O. Yields or creates plus light. I'll add in the light in another second with another color. Yields C6H12O6, which is my glucose, plus 6 molecules of oxygen. So let's add in light energy. And you know that these are reverse reactions. So this is my product for photosynthesis right here, for my reactants. These are my products for photosynthesis. I told you they're reverse reactions, which means I can reverse this arrow right here and make it a double arrow. Meaning that if I start over here, if I take these, the glucose plus the oxygen is actually the reactants for cellular respiration. And then these are the products of cellular respiration. They're called reverse reactions, which means we just simply flip the arrow. which means we flipped the arrow. Very good. Remember, we said energy is passed from one organism to another by eating. So we're going to write eating. Remember, put a star. Energy is passed from one organism to another by eating. We left the molecular level, so we were leaving photosynthesis, and we moved on to food energy. Remember, we said that the energy that you eat, or the energy you need in your body, comes from eating. If you don't eat, you don't have that energy. That's why it's important to eat. We discussed eating disorders, which means what happens when you do not eat enough or you don't give your body enough energy to survive. We talked about what it means to be underweight and overweight. Remember, let's start with underweight. Means that your energy input, or what you eat, is less than your energy output. You're going to lose weight. Some side effects of being underweight are bone damage, brittle bones, because you're not getting the nutrients you need, brain damage, which can be like strokes, as well as, let's make sure we've got the answers to this, and heart problems, and you're tired. Fatigue. Good. Let's do overweight. And this equation right here, energy input equals energy output, that doesn't just mean underweight. If you're trying to lose weight to be healthier, then that's what you want. You want to make sure what you eat is less than what you spend doing your daily activities. Remember, our BMR is basal metabolic rate. That would be the calories that you burn at rest. Remember, we said males and people who are growing, like you, have a higher BMR. Okay, now if our energy input is greater than my energy output, I'm going to gain weight. Some symptoms of being chronically overweight is arthritis. We can still have heart issues here. Diabetes and some cancers. And we said if our energy output equals our energy input, we are going to maintain weight. So let's write that down. Maintain. Very good. That's about all that we learned as far as our bioenergy unit. Do not forget, on top of doing this right here, you're going to have, most likely, make sure you check on Canvas because I might change my mind, but you will most likely have some quizzes, review questions of real-time test questions you might see on your final exam. All right, have a great day, guys.